It is what leadership is. It is not taking the glory. It's getting in the mud. It's being equal to everyone and being the one willing to do what no one else is willing to do, always.
Today, we're bringing you a masterclass in leadership, a powerful collage of the best lessons from extraordinary guests who live and lead with excellence. From CEOs and entrepreneurs to educators and visionaries, you'll hear how discipline, vision, curiosity, and heart define great leadership, whether it's building culture, elevating others, communicating with impact, or leading with purpose. These stories remind us that leadership isn't a title. It's how you show up, grow, and serve every day.
Excellence doesn't fall into it. Excellence is definitely not the same thing as talent. You have to make a choice to strive for something, and it's the pursuit of it. It's also the best version of yourself. It's not the best version, the best thing that's out there. It's not to become the best of a particular area. It's the best version of you. They live life thinking, oh, I can always do better. I can get more. I can make something better. I can make it a more improvement in the world. And so they figure out a way, how do I make that happen? So they're dissatisfied. No matter what they do, they leave a little dissatisfied knowing they can do more. But that's a slippery slope because you can do that and be miserable your entire life, feeling like you've never done enough, feeling like you're never good enough, that you're always falling short. So I think it's essential that you have to find a way to be happy and dissatisfied at the same time. What we talk about with my kids is it captures this whole idea with the idea of why choose. And when we talked earlier about how you do anything is how you do everything, having that idea of the why choose mentality permeates everything that you do. So even social with our family, if we're going to decide, hey, do we want to go do this, go to the Cherry Blossom Festival down in Washington, D.C., or do we want to do this campfire with a bunch of friends? One of my kids will say, well, Dad, why choose? That's what you're always saying. Why choose? Let's do both. Let's figure out how to make both work in what we're doing. And that's an important part of this. But everything you just mentioned, though, I'm very happy with all the things you mentioned that I'm able to do, but also very dissatisfied with all of those. I could be a far better father, a far better husband. I can be a far better writer, far better at business. I'm happy with all those things, but that dissatisfaction never leaves. And that dissatisfaction also doesn't take away any of the happiness I feel from the things that I have been able to do in those areas. For us, if you go 0 for 5, then you should be pissed off for greatness. You should be angry, have a chip on your shoulder. What can you do better to get better at this? If you have people quit on your team, what could I do better? I'm angry, not the situation. I'm angry at myself for not being better. How do I get better? And that aggressive tenacity, so that work ethic, ambition, discipline, extreme ownership, aggressive tenacity, that is our hashtag one of us. If you're one of us, you can be here. If you're not one of us, you don't share our values, you can't. You can go work someplace else, and then we'll see you on the podium as you can clap for us.
I give so much credit to my parents, just how they raised me, the morals, the work ethic that they both provided for me, gave me the platform to, have this confidence that's hard to explain. But it's a confidence that, no matter what circumstances I'm in, because there's ups and downs and trials and, I raised 5 kids. I have 5 adult children. As you talked about, I'd be happy to talk about all 5 of them because they're amazing. But my parents just gave me this foundation that I've always felt, no matter what happens to me, no matter what circumstance I'm in, I'm going to be okay. If your school is clear, if your company is clear about your mission, your vision, and your values, this is who you are. Your mission is what you do every single day in, day out. What do you do? Your vision is obviously forward thinking. What do you ultimately want? In my case, what do I want these children to become? What am I looking to do? And then your values is just kind of what's important to you. What is it that's important to you? So again, in my, if I look back at my leadership at the school, the thing that I'm most proud of is clarifying mission, vision, values for the school. the world of education is in great need. We need compassionate people who can have impact. And, a nonprofit industry may not be the, highest financial gain, but there's room for leadership, there's room for growth, and what a huge impact that people can make on our young people.
The idea that you're not sitting on the side of a riverbank with the water rushing by and noticing a change. You're in the water. You're a leaf in the water. And everything, one minute you'll be going over a waterfall, the next minute you'll be in this calm lagoon, and then you'll go over another little rocky period. And that's life. Like you're not sitting in a stable spot watching life go by. You are in the water and you are a leaf in it. And sometimes it's going to be sunny and beautiful. Sometimes it'll rain on you. And how do you adjust to the fact that nothing in your life will ever be, uncertainty is just a part of life. And how do you deal with that? Well, the number one thing I tell everyone in this world, there's one quote that if you internalize it and believe it, will change your life. And it's from Albert Einstein. And the quote is, the most important decision a person can make is whether they live in a kind or hostile universe. Let me share with you why that matters. Your perspective about whether the world is happening for you or to you will determine everything about your life. And what do I mean by that? If you think that the world is happening to you, you become a victim of everything that happens. If you believe that this is all happening for a reason, that the world wants you to grow and thrive and be the best version of you, you become completely responsible and own everything you do to react. You have no control about what the world's going to do with you. Like you might have your bad parents, you might grow up in a tough environment, you might have a car accident, you might get cancer. You have no control over any of it. You have only one thing you can control, and that's yourself and your reactions. And if you don't know yourself, and if you don't know how to manage yourself, and if you think of yourself as a victim, hey, I grew up in Zimbabwe with nothing, and what am I meant to do? You will stay exactly where you are. If you say, oh, no, this has happened, it is grooming me to do things. It is teaching me lessons that are valuable. And when you get punched in the face, which you will, to take that lesson and say, oh, okay, I better not put my face in that place. And now I'm going to dust off, I'm going to get up, and I'm going to do better. Anytime something goes wrong, don't let your pride get in the way. Say, I screwed up. Be somebody that everyone goes, man, when there's a grenade that goes off, that's the first dude who's going to throw his body on the grenade. You'll be the one to take all the shit for everyone. And you know what? That's what leadership is. It is what leadership is. It is not taking the glory. It's getting in the mud. It's being equal to everyone and being the one willing to do what no one else is willing to do, always. Like I've never been a boss or a builder of a business that asks anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do. Ever. Because I don't believe that that's useful at all to you as a human. The more you think you're better or superior or different than other people, the more likely you are to be pissed off at the world because you expect it to rotate around your universe.
It is a choice how you show up. I've learned this lesson over and over again in my life. Everything from being shy as a teenager to becoming a stepmom to 3 wonderful yet sometimes challenging stepsons. And, how you show up is your choice. You can choose to be angry. You could choose to be shy. You could choose to be happy. And it's all within your control and in your power. You can't control what other people do, but you can control yourself. I mean, nothing was below us. Nothing was below us. We would do anything for the business. And I think that's, again, probably another core tenet or value of our family is humility. We have the saying that's check your ego at the door. And especially when I look at even nowadays, people I hire in my business now, in our business, it's about are they humble? And do they feel like something is, below them? Because that's not the type of person that will work for us. We're all people that are not afraid to roll up our sleeves. We are not above doing anything, and working hard is really important to our family. For me, it's about leading by example, and that's it. It's not getting caught up with big, initiatives in the world of women in business. It's just, what can I do to lead by example to make an impact in this world? I believe in my core, in my soul, that this new role as being the governor of the Portland Thorns, which we look at as not ownership, we look at it as being stewards of a beloved community asset. So, and Alex is the alternate governor, and we're doing this together with my mom and my dad also. But I look at this as actually the reason why I exist. I believe that all of these experiences and career evolvements that I've had have all led me to this place. And my goal is to see what I can do to impact women in sports and women in the business and sports for generations to come.